guys, so I was going to do an anti-haul and talk about this product, but instead I decided to make a whole video discussing it because I just thought there's more to talk about than just a few seconds of an anti-haul, and that is Drunk Elephant and what's going on with them. They're a huge brand, and they really became very popular, and interestingly enough, like all of my tween age, what is that, like 12? 11, 10 year old nieces and cousins, they're all into this Drunk Elephant stuff. And why does an 11-year-old need a retinol or a Proteini or a peptide cream? I have no idea. But if the parents can afford it, they're going to buy it for their kids because it seems like they're big fans of Drunk Elephant. And Drunk Elephant, in my opinion, has kind of painted themselves into a little bit of a corner. So their recent release will come up on the screen in a second. It is the Gold Drops. So this was their first release, the De-Bronzy, what do they call it, the Anti-Pollution Sunscreen Drops, which you mix into a moisturizer and gives you a little bit of a bronze glow. It was a good idea. It's been done a lot, but then they put some skin-loving ingredients in there, and it did really well. And then they released this one, the Rosy Drops, which is like a blush drop. There's no reason I would ever need to add any more pink, red tones into my skincare because I'm always pink and red, and most people that are red try to use foundation to kind of hide it. I guess maybe it was more meant to be more of a blush drops. So that one didn't seem to do as well, and then they introduced this recent one, the Be Goldy Bright Drops, which is essentially, again, the same thing as the De-Bronzy serum, except it's gold. So you mix it in and it makes you look gold instead of bronze. I don't know who wants to look gold, but they're kind of relying on their fans and sending out products for review because if you look at Sephora, the brightening drops, the gold drops now have like 311 5-star reviews. Of course, it's all people that got the product for free. Whatever. I get it. That's the new marketing tactic. Instead of lowering prices for everybody, they just market it by sending it out to everybody and pay for marketing that way, which in the long run, they could just lower the price by like $5 or $8 and make it more affordable for everybody, but they don't do that. So they're kind of relying on this formula. So what will the next color be? Pink, probably? That'd be my guess. Leave a comment what their next color will be, because I'm sure this is probably their next 10 releases of different colors of this. They've done it with their eye creams, so we're on our third formulation of an eye cream now. So now they sell 3 different eye cream formulas. Does anybody, is there a need for 3 different types of eye creams? Maybe, but again, what else are they going to do? Because they've really kind of put themselves into a little bit of a snafu with some of the things the brand owner said when they first came out, which was one thing they said, you don't need toner. Toner is not necessary. Well, you know what? Then you can't release a toner. So then what do? A micellar water, which this micellar water is really a toner with a different name because the brand founder very early on really painted themselves into a corner by saying you don't need this in your routine. You don't need this. You shouldn't use this. This is bad for you. Toners are stupid. Toners are a waste of money. So they can't release a toner, and they can't release anything else that they really kind of said was something you don't need. So they kind of got cute with this one, calling it a micellar water, where we know it. It's a toner. This one doesn't do a great job removing makeup or anything else. It's a toner. And then, so they can't release toners, and now they've released a bazillion, probably more than a dozen different hair and body formulas. Since they got bought by Shiseido a couple of years ago for nearly $1 billion, it seems like the creative forces behind the brand really are kind of fading away, and they're just reformulating and putting a different label on a different eye cream or a different drop and change the formula a little bit and send some free stuff out, and everyone will pay $40, $70 for it. I gave up on their third eye cream. I was done with it. I'm like, I don't need to try any new eye creams. They all have different cute things that they're all about, but I mean, maybe people will disagree with me. That's just fine. But it seems like Shiseido is in to make their money as fast, as quickly as possible. So changing a little few ingredients and releasing this product, I think their new This newest product, I think it's retailing for $38, which is ridiculous for something that really you don't need. But maybe some people use it and love it. That's nothing wrong with that. If it works for you, do you. Don't listen to me. But a lot of these brands just get to this point where they stall out, and the creative force, kind of similar with what's going on at Paula's Choice, I think, in similar regards. Paula from Paula's Choice kind of left the brand. So now, what are they going to do? They're going to release a gazillion different eye creams. They've done this kind of the same thing with different eye creams and different serums. So these brands, they lose some of this creative force. And it's also kind of happening with The Ordinary. Now that Brandon Truax is gone and Estee Lauder's taking over, they're releasing a lot new products that are pretty uninspirational, pretty lackluster, pretty not terribly impressive, terribly not necessarily needed. Some of them will probably work well for some people, and others it'll be kind of just a bummer. So I think we're missing a little bit of creative spark right now in the skincare industry, aside from every random person starting their own brand, which is fine. If there's a market for it, go for it. But aside from that, there's just no spark. I don't know what's going on with the skincare industry. It just seems to be stalled a little bit, and things like re-releasing this in a different color. I get it. The formula's different. Then they say, what's this one? This one is, niacinamide's the star. This one was cocoa extracts and peptides are the star. And with the red one, what's the star in that one? Well, there we go. Cocoa extracts, platinum peptides. But it's really just a slightly different formula with a different color base for people. So we'll see what the pink one says when it comes up. But it was the Oh Rosy Drops, which I got a sample of it, and I didn't even touch the sample because it was like, I don't need my cheeks to look more red, and it's going to end up looking like a mess. And anyway, so there's just a lack of creativity and a lack of a bit of a spark. Oh, here we go. Omega fatty acids and sampanwood bark. Those are the exciting ingredients in that, because everyone needs that mixed in at 1/1 billionth of a concentration in their serum or cream. You know what? This brand will still probably do well because they've got the tweens and the teens loving it, and their parents will pay for it for them. And you know what? If it gets somebody into skincare and using sunscreen at a young age, I guess that's a win-win in the long run. But they need to come up with something different, change it up a bit. Same thing with all these other brands, and maybe our next Brandon Truex is out there and he's coming up with some good stuff. We'll see. So, those are kind of my thoughts for today. I thought it fit in better just in a video than an anti-haul where I can't rant as much, but I feel better just spewing all this. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe I'm totally off base. I could be. And I probably am in some ways. In some ways, I'm probably kind of right. So, leave your thoughts. I'll just throw that in because I'm always right.
I might be wrong, but I'm not.
I might be wrong, but I'm not, obviously. So, leave your thoughts. I'm more interested in what you guys think. Maybe you guys have similar thoughts. So, leave them. Or if you disagree, leave them too. I love a good discussion. So, anyway, I will see you guys more tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.